Hey, welcome back to Room 237. This is John. Come at you with another classic Italian horror film. But this is a first, because this is the first Giallo film I'll be talking about. And I'll get into what that means. But figured it would be appropriate to talk about this film, this one I've been wanting to see for a long time. That is Mario Bava's classic, A Bay of Blood. AKA Twitch of the Death Nerve, AKA oh Jesus, Carnage, and the other one, Blood Dream, or something. Also known as Last House on the Left 2 or Last House, even though this predates the original Last House on the Left. This movie has a lot of titles, most commonly known as A Bay of Blood or Twitch of the Death Nerve. For the longest time, I thought those were two separate movies, and I've wanted to see Twitch of the Death Nerve for over 5 years now, but I could never find a way to get it. Then I found out that the store that I go to has A Bay of Blood, and it's the same fucking movie. This movie is very important because this helped. The Giallo genre was already well kicked off by this point. Many believe started by Bava himself. This was released in 1971, and many believe this to be the ultimate precursor to the slasher film, what would become the slasher film. But it does have more of a Giallo feel to it. You know, you have killer whose identity you don't know until the end. There's all these red herrings. Great death scenes. Apparently this was a big passion project for Bava. He really cared about this. And also apparently Dario Argento, one of the greatest masters of horror and Giallo himself, loved this movie so much that he actually had someone steal film reels of it while it was still doing its theatrical run. In fact, this movie's so influential that Friday the 13th Part 2 actually stole like 3 deaths from this. The shish kebab, where there's the couple having sex, one's on top of the other, and the spear goes through. Then you see the spear, underneath the bed coming through the floor. You have the guy in this, he gets the bill hook to the face, but in Friday the 13th Part 2, it's a machete. You have a person in a wheelchair death, but the guy in Friday the 13th Part 2 was already in a wheelchair, so he kind of did 2 birds with that one. But they've gone on to say that they were influenced by Twitch of the Death Nerve. I actually like that title, Twitch of the Death Nerve, a lot better. And pretty much all this movie is about is it opens up with this Countess who is murdered. Someone puts a noose around her neck, kicks out her wheelchair. But we see who the killer is. It's her husband. But then we see the black-gloved killer, which is typical of Giallo films, kill him. And then he's the mystery person up until the end. And pretty much the Countess lives down by the water on this bay, and you just get a group of people, different groups of people who are like runners up for the inheritance of the property, and they're all killed systematically. That's the story. I'm not gonna go too much into it because this is a very important movie for horror history and slasher history. So, it's going to be spoiler free. But I'm going to go into some of the deaths. I mean, of course, you had the ones I just talked about. The shish kebab. The bill hook to the face. You get this death with the bill hook. Goes around this woman while she's running. And it the gore effects are fantastic. And they're done by Carlo Rambaldi, who won Oscars for Alien and E.T. for his effects work. And it's great to see what he does with gore. Like the guy that gets the bill hook to the face. I mean, it's kind of a quick sequence, but the gore looks great. And pretty much, you have like these neighbors where there's one guy, he studies insects, his wife is into the occult and tarot cards. Pretty much this stupid looking car with the group of friends, the two guys who are friends, and there's like a French girl and a German girl. I don't even think they're really part of the story. I think they're just friends looking for a good time, and they end up at that house. And that's where you get that death and the shish kebab, and you get a string of deaths from that. Then you pretty much have this other guy and this woman he's with. He just wants to buy the land. Then you have the Countess's husband. You have his daughter and her husband. It's getting late. I apologize. And they're kind of battling each other. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. There's more going on than, I guess, a regular slasher film. And you get this one guy named Simon who's sort of like a groundskeeper. He looks just like Dexter. And I think he's the best actor in the whole movie. The guy that plays Simon looks just like Dexter. And when you see the movie, you'll see why he's good. This movie does have a lot of twists and turns. Sometimes is there more than one killer. But definitely, as far as Italian films go, especially as far as Giallo films go, this is one of the best. This is up there with something by Argento. It's up there with something by Fulci. I really enjoyed watching this. The ending I kind of had a problem with. It was a twist that came out of nowhere. I guess there is a lesson to be learned. Like, you can do whatever you want, have everything you want to come true, but, before you know it, you'll be dead. I'm not going to spoil it, though. But it was just kind of like, oh, that was kind of a cheap ending. But everything else really seems to work, especially the gore. I also really like the music. Italian horror films have great soundtracks, and this is a good one also. I can't really get too much into the plot without spoiling it, but it really is just a group of different people surrounding this area on a bay, and everyone getting killed. So, of all the titles, it was also going to be called like Chain Reaction, and this movie had a bunch of pretty good titles. Can't stop yawning. Oh well. But yeah, when the group of friends is getting killed, that's awesome. I praise the gore effects. The gore effects are superb. And this is just such an important movie. I mean, it is one of the best Italian films. It is one of the best Giallos. I honestly don't think we would have much of a slasher genre if it wasn't for this movie. So I got to give it credit for that. Unfortunately, Italian films, especially Mario Bava's, are kind of pricey at stores. The only other Bava film I have is Blood and Black Lace, which I'll review sometime soon. But A Bay of Blood, you have to get. Sorry this review is kind of short. I didn't go super into it, but it's one of those movies that is so full of twists and turns, you just gotta watch it yourself. But the first, half hour may feel kind of slow, but once that car with the group of friends gets to the house, it picks up more. And also you have this great scene with an octopus and just the dead bodies everywhere. Just a really good classic horror film with great kills. It's Italian, so you know you can trust it. Bay of Blood, pretty damn good. I can't believe it took me forever to realize that A Bay of Blood and Twitch of the Death Nerve is the same movie. Shame on me, right? But at least I finally got to see Twitch of the Death Nerve also. Again, that should have been the title. But A Bay of Blood works too. Bay of Blood, definitely check it out. One of the progenitors of slasher films and a great Giallo. So Bay of Blood, definitely check it out. But for room 237, unfortunately, that's all I got. Thank you.